Hey, in this lesson, we're going to be looking at Flexbox, doing a quick introduction to what Flexbox is. So Flexbox is a short name for Flexbox Layout Module, and it's essentially designed to make it easy for us to lay out things in one dimension, either by row or as by columns. So to use Flexbox, you apply the display flex to the parent element, and that means that all of the elements that you want to lay out will be able to use the flex properties within them. So let's try that out, and we're going to use the same HTML content that we have before. We're going to select the container element, so it's got a number of different divs that are contained within the container, and let's style this to be a flex layout. So select the element with a class of container, and applying the display flex to the parent is going to allow the elements inside to get the Flexbox properties. So let's see what happens with just applying flex, and immediately we get all of the elements being aligned nicely, and this is only being applied to the ones that are within the main container. So now we can be more specific how we want to lay out the content. So specifying how we want the different flex properties that we want to the elements. So you can select it by the container, and if they're all divs, you can apply to all of them. So selecting the elements that have a div immediately underneath the container, we can apply the flex property. And flex property allows us to set for the child items that are within container. If we set it to a value of 1, that's going to allow the elements to grow and fill the main container. So we do a refresh, and now it nicely fills the main container. Let's also apply some borders to those so that we can see the elements that are contained. So I'll apply a one-pick solid black border to them. And then we'll also resize the page and with an inspect. So as we resize, the flex adjusts and making the content contained within inside resize accordingly to the size that's available for the element. And there's more you can do with the flex container. So that was really easy to make and update the flex content. And then also within the flex container, you can set different flex properties as well. So if we select the flex direction, and instead of having, we can set it to be column. So this will align the vertically from top to bottom. Let's see what that looks like and do a refresh on it. So now they're aligned vertically from top to bottom. And that means that if they do have less space allocated to them, we're going to resize them nicely. So basically it's stacking them vertically. We can also do a column reverse. And what's going to happen here is that it's going to reverse from bottom to top instead of from top to bottom. And there's also row, which is the default. So row was simply stacking them horizontally across. And there's also row reverse, which will do the same thing, but it's going to stack them from right to left. So notice that 1 is over here on the right side, and it's ending with 6 on the left side. So try it out. And coming up next, we'll do some more really neat things that you can do with Flex.